you wrote a really nice piece about Zoom and some of the work they're doing on, platform. And so let's talk about that, their new App SDK.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Zoom, it got famous. It got brought to the party because it was very slimmed down, very focused video solution. And by the way, it's all cloud. So you weren't relying on enterprise admins who might not have the bandwidth or the quality of service in place to make it happen. And, how many times have you heard, Daniel, gosh, I'm just going to use Zoom. It's just so easy, right? So, video also got super popular when COVID hit, because it was basically the only way we could communicate with each other. But that's not the whole future, right? As a company, if you look at, back to my earlier comment of stacks or everything, what stack is Zoom going to be part of, right? They're not going to be part of Google's, Microsoft's, and in the future, likely not Salesforce's. So they have to, Amazon. Yeah, they have to build their role. Amazon has their own API, and they also have Chime, which, by the way, my hunch is that Huddles is based backend is on Chime. I don't know that for certain, but we'll see. So essentially, this SDK was to build applications around Zoom, to be able to collaborate, things like whiteboarding. Zoom cranked out 100 applications closely with developers, but this is about opening it up to the developer ecosystem. So I think this is a good move, and I think this is the second step in the platformization of the company. I must have hit a nerve. I used that, and the product manager for App SDK retweeted me and liked my article on LinkedIn. So I must have hit a nerve somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? This is the difference between whether or not this company succeeds or fails is going to be whether it can become a platform company. Otherwise, it's a feature company. And as I said, the trend during COVID was that features went public and they went big, and now everybody's resetting and saying, is this a company or is this just a feature? I mean, Zoom, Eric Yuan is brilliant. He's not the first. This isn't his first rodeo. You remember he founded WebEx back in the day. The guy knows his stuff, and he knew what an experience needed to look like, and he built that. But the challenge now is and again, this was what we said about Slack. I'll say it about Zoom. Teams set the bar for building what would be considered a platform for remote work, or for hybrid work, or whatever. What are we settling on? I don't know. Tom Siebel from C3AI, I had him on show. He said nobody's going to work remotely. So there's still a pretty big continuum of what's going to actually happen. But the idea is we are asynchronous. We do almost globally as a society prefer to chat, and then prefer to quickly move to a video if we need to get more in depth. But Zoom has a tremendous platform for the video itself, but it has to be extensible. It's got to get to the contact center. It's got to get connected to productivity apps. It's got to get connected to CRM and ERP. And if it doesn't do that, it's going to lose the enterprise. And we will see this over the next 6 to 12 months when we see if the net sales expansion continues to grow or shrink. Are they expanding their business? And if their large customers renew. A lot of customers threw a lot of money at Zoom early in the pandemic because they had to do it to be able to function. Now that people are out and traveling again, do they keep those licenses at that price and at that level?